Okay, welcome into the show tonight, everyone. I'm Zach here with my partners and pals, Brady and Reed. I'm going to skip all the pleasantries because I already know how Reed here is feeling following that Game 7 of Nuggets Timberwolves. And Brady, I hope you're doing good, man. And if you're not, I guess, just suppress it like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Reed. Yeah, I feel that, man. So, Reed, go ahead and quickly jump into the show here. The T-Wolves beat the reigning champs in a Game 7, fun, exciting series. We'll get to the Mavericks series they're about to play here in a bit, but just as a longtime fan, how are you feeling, dramatic Game 7 win, finally back in the Western Conference Finals after so long?
It feels absolutely incredible. I'm being honest. Just to not be terrible, just it feels great. Feels awesome. It's been nice the last couple seasons making the playoffs. They've been first round exits, but seeing the vision and what's there, and I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the skeptical people last year about the Gobert trade working, especially since Cat missed about 52 games and they couldn't build anything missing all that time, and then right before the playoffs, Naz Reid breaks his wrist and Jane McDaniels breaks his hand. So it just kind of, you know, they made trades, they made a lot of good acquisitions, and Tim Conley has been a blessing as far as front office goes, and I hope they can sustain success for a long time. This is really nice. I believe Ant wants to stay in Minnesota, like he said, and uh, the
I've
series
heard
against
that
the
one
Nuggets was
before.
tough. It
Yeah.
was well, the start of his supermax contracts kicks in next season, so he's there for the long haul. And they're about to win the chip, so why would he want to leave?
Right.
Minnesota is his for the taking. Uh, they lost to Denver in the first round last year, which I didn't even bother watching that series because I knew going into it, our best bench player and best defender, it really wasn't going to be much of a series, and it was still pretty competitive for the most part. Went 5. It was Ant playoff riser did really well last year, but just not enough to beat that team. They were on a mission, and they're still really good. Just who knows, maybe a little bit of a hangover. I saw some stat that showed that maybe they were played more during the regular season than they were last year, and so they were just worn out coming into the playoffs.
It's
But
possible.
in the day, you
I don't
gotta
want to
gotta
hear
play to
that.
And
win.
they played a really long season
Yeah.
last year because they played all the way to the finals.
Yep.
I don't want to hear that excuse.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess
Yeah,
Brady,
it's
let's get your take on the T-Wolves and Nuggets.
last thing, it was a really great team win all the way through. Everyone having their different games here and there, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Really great defense.
My take on this whole thing, and that just in particular about we're tired, bro. Okay, for one, you're supposed to have the best home court advantage with a high altitude, and secondly, I mean, not to LeBron fanboy, but that dude went to 8 straight finals, played every game 45 fucking minutes a night. I don't hear that you're tired after one championship run. I think that's a really poor excuse from your head coach that makes your players look bad, because I don't think they would say that at all. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
That's
like
probably
that.
fair
I don't like
too.
Mike Malone. I don't like his energy. Don't like that at all. But aside from that, T-Wolves, they impressed. They did what they needed to do. Played really good defense. I think the loss of Bruce Brown over the summer really hurt the Nuggets too, depth wise. So yeah, they probably did have to play more than they really wanted to. But the better team won. T-Wolves should be favored, probably going forward. But I will say, and I know I talked to Reed about this a little bit though. Anthony Edwards, I mean, he's balling out, man. He's he's taking another step in these playoffs, but he cannot have a 6 for 24 performance in elimination games
Yeah.
if they want to win it all. That can't happen. The only time I've ever seen that happen was Kobe Bryant in a game 7 against Boston, but he had a loaded ass team with him.
The Wolves are
Andrew
loaded,
Bynum,
the best
Pau
defense in the
Gasol.
NBA, so they
I
probably
mean,
will do it
yeah,
again
but
on
you're-
another stinker shooting night.
Yeah, bro, Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Andrew Bynum, Ron Artest, like Phil Jackson.
Bad shooting night.
Like,
And was third for points on the team, 7 assists, 8 rebounds.
what are the greats do in Game 7? So they don't shoot 6 of 24. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying. That's all I'm saying.
Isn't a debate about how great Anthony Edwards is.
I'm not. All I'm saying is, bro, he cannot shoot like that if they want.
I don't disagree. Not a good look.
He can't. But no, he's been balling out. Let me give him his flowers. But that's the only thing I have to say about that. Like, they should be favored going forward. Well, as far as the West goes, I won't get into hypotheticals.
Yeah, the shooting percentage was definitely the grossest part of his stat line. It was terrible.
Which is fine because like a lot of players would check out shooting that poorly, but at least he committed on the other end of the floor to make an impact. So it's not like he didn't make an impact, but I'm saying like he just needs to be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah. It
So he had
says a lot of good
4
things about a
points.
team. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 4 points in the first half and 12 in the second, which is where they needed it. And it was lost my train of thought. Not important. Never mind.
I mean it's
I was just gonna say, I
Give him
think
his
it's a good
flowers, man. He's
sign
balling.
when like you're not shooting well as a team and you're still able to get the win like that because you're performing well in other areas. That's
Yeah.
a good sign and something
That
you don't
was
mind
the
seeing a
series
win like
MVP
that
for
in the
sure.
playoffs.
Yeah, my last thought on my take on that series, though, as much as I fucking don't like Karl Anthony Towns, he is the reason they won that game.
100%. That series really.
Yeah.
I don't know about the series.
Gober had a
but
big
that
hand.
Game
McDaniels
7,
was.
like he carried Anthony Edwards. Like
He made all the right
offensively.
plays game 6.
He balled up against Jokic. He played really good. I was impressed. Don't like him still. He's a weirdo, but good for him.
Ant had Murray in handcuffs. That was funny.
Yeah, Jamal Murray is just a whiny little prick,
Yeah, sheesh.
but dude, I just don't like. I don't like Malone, and I really don't care for like the energies of his ball players outside of Jokic. I like Jokic. He's just a laid back, chill dude. Don't really give a fuck, but
Yeah, it's hard to not
Murray
like
throwing his
Jokic
hissy
unless you're a
fits.
Joel Embiid fan
Yeah.
or the fan of one of the Morris brothers.
Yep.
yeah. Well, they were talking shit, and then they had to come and don't turn your fucking back, bro.
Yeah, that was a fun.
Give him
that was a
whiplash so
fun
bad,
moment.
bro. It was like 60 games. Like, damn. That's a big ass dude running full sprint. Like,
Yeah.
to fuck around and find out, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, I'm good on actually, personally. Personally, I'm gonna pass on that one. Before we actually go ahead and move on here to Pacers and Knicks, I did just want to point out that Kevin Garnett was there for Game 7 and in attendance, spoke before the game and all that, and it was also his birthday. So that was pretty cool that he was there for all that on his
that was
birthday.
cool.
They clinch all that on his birthday. Been a long time coming from Minnesota, that's for sure. So it is, as much as we do troll Reed about Minnesota, it is pretty cool to see. I always like seeing the small market
it
teams,
is.
put together a good team like this and being competitive. Because, yeah, I'm a Boston sports fan, but it gets kind of old seeing the big markets there all the time. So
If this opens the floodgates for all Minnesota sports to be successful, then I'm all for it too. Which usually kind of like happens, like shit. A lot of sports teams go through like droughts, and then like one team in the sports league like wins one, and then like shit. Like look at Boston for instance. Like
yeah, you're not wrong.
Patriots win one, and then fucking they win 3, and then Boston wins 4 in the next 10 years, and Patriots are done. Or another example. San Francisco, like I mean, they didn't
Yeah.
win Super Bowls, but they get there, and then Golden State are winning championships. Like
I feel like there's
I don't
another
know.
really good sports town going on right now, or that's got a good case. They're kind of
Mhm.
starting up. Who is it?
yeah.
Gosh, I don't know why I'm.
I
drawing a
mean,
blank
think
right
about
now.
the Royals won the World Series, and then they got Pat Mahomes, and then they rattled off three. Like it's
If
just like
if the
it's like
Royals
one team opens like
if the
What's
Royals
that?
can if the Royals can like uh put something together for a few years here while the Chiefs are good, that would be huge. And didn't the NBA already confirm like they are doing an expansion and they just haven't decided the locations yet?
yeah, but they're going with Vegas and Seattle. I'm sure
I thought it was 4 teams.
Vegas for sure. 4?
I
Oh,
thought
I
at
thought
some
it was
point
just
they could
2.
they said they were going up to 4. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that was a rumor. I don't know. But it would be
That
cool
would
to
be
see
cool.
Kansas City get a basketball team. I don't think it would be the
That would probably
craziest
be
thing.
the first time I would like be a fan of a team if Kansas City got a basketball team.
Yeah, yeah. Be trying to get
like,
there
I would
quite a
probably
bit.
support that team. Yeah, I'd be going to a lot of games.
Yeah.
But yeah, not to get too sidetracked out of that.
Yes. All right. So I guess we do have time quickly here to go before we go into our break. Let's Brady. How did you feel about this Knicks Pacers series? It was also a pretty exciting series there too. Also went 7. You didn't really have a bone to
Yeah.
fight. So just as a basketball fan, how did you like it?
If you like Eastern Conference basketball, playoff basketball, then that series was for you. That's just and also just Knicks and Pacers, man. Like that's just fucking good.
Classic rivalry.
As many as the injuries as the Knicks had, you know, they put up a really good fight, and each team was pretty much protecting home court there until the end, obviously. But I think Tom Thibodeau, as good of a coach as he is, rotational depth won't kill you. Playing your starters 50 fucking minutes in the playoffs, like that's why everyone's hurt. You know, it happens every year with that team or his coach teams. But no, really happy for the Pacers too. Halliburton, he's a rising star. They got a solid squad. I don't think they're really title contenders, but the fact that they've got this far and they're so young, they can really build off that. Maybe they can add another piece or two in the coming years. Maybe be a force in the East, but the Knicks will be back. I think Brunson's a superstar.
Yeah.
Julius Randle, I think, was out pretty much the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
OG missed a bunch.
oh yeah, it was. Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. They might trade him for other pieces, which might be smart, considering just maybe basketball fit. But yeah, I really didn't care who was gonna win, but I thought the Knicks were just because each team were winning on their home floor. But I think Brunson fractured his hand, and I think they were just getting. I think Pacers shot the lights out in Game 7. So
Yeah, I think in the
Not
first
much you can
half it
do
was like
about that.
26 of their first 29 shots or something like that they made. Yeah.
it was like
Nuts.
75% in the first half. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard
don't
to lose
care
a
who
game
you
when you
are,
do that.
Like what team, what team you put out there. If that team's shooting that much, you're fucked. But no, you love to see it. Pacers advance. They're a small market team. Shit, ideal would be Mavericks and Pacers finals. That would be cool. But
That kind of sounds.
that's a topic for another day.
Reed, how did you
but
feel about
but
this series?
but trolling aside, yeah. Oh, yeah, I would troll aside though. I mean, I want to freaking troll both of you if that happens. Wolves Boston, but go ahead.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
I have
enough.
a lot of fun
yeah.
with that. A
Yeah.
lot of fun with
Um,
that.
That would probably be most exciting for you.
Yeah. So, fun series. Lots of injuries for, it is what it is. Pacers had a Giannis-less Bucks team with injuries to Dame missing probably half the series. And then on to the Knicks with all of their injuries, and that's the name of the game. It happens. It sucks when it does.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. But
A win's a win.
it is. With the Pacers
Yeah.
moving forward, I have to say Pacers in 7. And
Wow. hot take.
Pacers and
Wait, hold up. What'd you just say?
Pacers in 7. I don't trust the fraudulent 1 seed Celtics in the East.
I don't trust the Celtics either, and we might get into that in a little bit. But that's all right. We're gonna get to Knicks. We'll save the predictions for when we get to Celtics versus Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
But did you have any other thoughts about the Pacers against the Knicks though?
Yeah, they struggle. They're probably actually gonna lose to the Celtics in a series, but uh, it's been fun to watch. I'm pulling for them to beat the Celtics. Seeing the series, I think they've got a shot. They got to bring it every night, and that's
fair.
kind of been their thing. Like if they don't bring that intensity, they just haven't been able to get it done.
Yep, that's fair. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break real quickly here, and we will be right back. All right, and welcome back into ZBR. We just talked about the Pacers and the Knicks and the last two series, I guess, and then the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. So we're going to go ahead and move forward to the future, into the next two series, and we're going to start with the Timberwolves again. They're going to face off against the Mavericks. Reed, we talked about how good it feels to be here, but the job's not done yet. So what are you thinking about this series with the Mavs?
I think it's a better matchup and the Thunder. I think at the very least it is Wolves in 5. I know it doesn't mean much, but the Wolves did beat them 3-1 in the regular season. I think it's a very favorable matchup. I don't think they have enough offensive output to match the Wolves' defense. When you look at what they just did to the Nuggets and what they did to Phoenix, there's no way. And the other thing is the difference between Luka and Edwards is when Luka, it's not going well, he doesn't really play any defense. But when Edwards isn't playing well, he's like, damn, I need to play some defense. So this series in my eyes is going Minnesota all the way. There's not a doubt in my mind. I'm just one step closer to realizing my first sports team championship. Trying to think about it too much because it's not here yet, and they could very well lose in 4. Who fucking knows? But I'm excited. I'm ready for Wednesday. I'm pumped. I can't wait. You guys want to watch any of these games together? Let me know.
Yeah, if the series still going on this Monday, probably. I work pretty much every night until then. I'm off 8 on Sunday, but it'll probably be over by then, I'd imagine. Well, I don't know. It's the West Coast games, right?
So they play Friday and Sunday, and I think they play 8:30 on Sunday. 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always get the second half.
Yeah. Well, I could even probably catch part of the first half if I left right after I got off work. So yeah. Sunday we might have to do that, and then we can just record ZBR right then. Yeah. We might just plan that way. Maybe we can go live on Twitter too. That would be sweet. So Reed, you said T-Wolves in at worst case scenario is 5 games, but probably a sweep, right?
Yeah,
okay. Brady, what are you thinking?
I have the Timberwolves beating them in 6 games. I don't think Dallas is gonna roll, or just lay down and get swept. I think Luka's gonna have 2 insane games in him. That just, there's nothing you can do about it. It'll be too much. And but ultimately, Timberwolves are a better team. They should take care of business, and they should have their first final appearance in franchise history. So either way, good for either team that comes out at this matchup. I'd be happy for Luka and that team. It's good to have parity in the NBA, especially. So
Yeah, this is a very, very nice surprise of a Western Conference final this year.
that's why I'm like, well, what would be cool to have a Mavericks Pacers finals. I mean, I know like viewers, I'm like, oh, that's so boring, but I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like, while we see, the big time markets in the finals, so it's a nice change for once.
Someone on Twitter said that if the finals is Pacers Mavs, it would be aired on WNBA TV.
Bro, that's kind of disrespectful.
It is super disrespectful.
There's a lot of storylines going in there. Like Rick Carlisle is a Pacers coach. He's a former Mavericks coach where Lucas started with. Yeah. And I hate Rick Carlisle. I like the Pacers team, but that dude's just kind of a fuck. Just looking at his face, he has one of those punchable faces, dude. And he just whines all the time. I could go off about a lot of fucking players and teams and coaches, but
I mean,
I'm
if you
sure
want
I have a
to,
couple for
you
every
can
team.
let it out here, man. This is a safe place.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Rick,
All
Rick,
right.
yeah, no, like Rick Carlisle.
We gotta get you a
fucking-
little more
fucking-
worked up.
Yeah, no, yeah, maybe when it gets closer to a finals, if they're even
Yeah.
getting there.
He hit me with the yeah, no, yeah. Oh man. Alright. Reed, do you have anything else you want to throw out here about your Timberwolves or about this series before we go forward?
No matter what happens, this has been fun. No regrets.
Hell yeah.
No regrets.
Would you guys be surprised though, if like, Luke and Kyrie just play out of their fucking mind
No.
and win this series? I wouldn't either.
I'd be upset if it's that way. Like if they have
mean,
the number one
obviously,
defense all year, and then they
absolutely.
can't
Yeah,
stop
that's
them
fair.
at all. That's just I don't see that happening
mean-
whatsoever.
I'm not. It's not likely, but I'm just saying, like, crazier things have happened. Like, where like a favorite NBA team is supposed to you obviously have more talent, but like, you just have a better player on the other side. I know you're not going to hear that, but I think Luka's a little bit better than Ant right now. So,
Offensively,
and they just
sure.
have a lot of
better
should've
rebounder,
been-
better passer, but
yeah,
I mean, defense wins
better
games, man.
scorer. I mean, Ant's a better defender, but everything else.
You can revisit the
Curry
matchups from
is-
the regular season. It's going to play out pretty much the same way as postseason.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't
no
be
chance,
surprised
brother.
if that happens.
No chance.
All you're saying is what, Brady?
All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
I mean,
I would be shocked.
it's
Yeah,
had,
no,
like-
I agree with you. I definitely agree
Number one
with you.
defense all
I think
year,
the Timberwolves
regular
are
season and
gonna win.
postseason.
Probably like 6, but
Yeah,
it wouldn't
like-
surprise me if Dallas pulls it out in like 6 or 7.
Like the Heat were favored against the Mavericks in 2011, and that didn't happen. The Pistons were favored
Dude.
against LeBron's Cavs, where he had no one. And shit, dude, he just willed this fucking team to the finals. Like,
Yeah.
it can happen. Dwayne Wade and the Heat, like, it happens.
What was the
Crazy
regular
reasons.
season record between these two? Reed, do you know?
Between who?
Before you
Dallas and
say
Minnesota.
that,
Oh, you said
though-
it was 3-1,
3-1.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You said that. Okay.
Kyrie and
Yeah,
Luka
so-
only played together in one of those games. Though.
There's actually a viral clip that
okay.
I sent in the group chat a long time ago. Maybe not to the group, but definitely to Brady.
I don't
Of
really
one of the matchups where Anthony Edwards and Jay McDaniels clamped up on Luka, and Kyrie at the end of the game blocked a shot, stole a ball, and closed out the game in the last like 5 seconds.
I just don't really. I mean, I'm still favorite of the Tilas, but I just don't really look into regular season matchups. Like the Pacers always beat the Heat in the regular season, but then the Heat just beat them in the postseason because they're better. Like it's kind of like a Bills Chiefs thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just the regular season does not matter. It really doesn't
You're
at
right.
the end of the day. For seeding, it does, but yeah. But I still got the T-Wolves in 6. So
It was a 6.
I agree. I think that's probably what I'd take too. T-Wolves in 6. I agree
T-Wolves
with
6. Yeah.
Yep.
Wolves in 4
So-
until it ain't, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I guess we can go ahead and move forward here. In the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the previously mentioned Pacers against my Celtics. So I've been on record like being pretty not the biggest fan of this squad of Celtics in particular. I just don't really trust them. It's like year 7 of this project, and it's time to get some actual results. Like, yeah, it's cool. We make the Eastern Conference Finals every year, and believe me, I'd rather do that than be at Detroit, be ass every year, and get the number 5 pick. Believe me, I take how it is over that. But like, eventually, like, you want to get over that hump. Like these group of guys haven't done it, so it needs to happen. I think they need to come out and dominate this series because most Boston fans and probably a lot of the Boston front office would consider an Eastern Conference Finals loss to a 6 seed. That could potentially be right there enough for like big changes in the off season, like a key player maybe goes somewhere. Maybe Joe Mazzulla is at the very least on the hot seat. Like, you better do something this year or you're out. Or if you get off to a rough start, you're out. Like, the way the NBA moves, it's so quick like that. 7 years is a long time. They've already committed to a project. I don't know how much more time they would spend on it if you got eliminated by the Pacers here. But that said, I don't think it happens. And yeah, I think we show up and probably dominate the series. Pretty kind of similar to like what Reed was saying about the Timberwolves versus the Mavericks. Kind of like 4 until it's not. I could definitely see Indiana getting a game or 2 even, just because like I heard one guy talking today. He said Boston's good for kind of like a dud each series, which is fair. And then there's always that game where if like Indiana shoots like they did in Game 7 in the last series, they get a game. So there's definitely an avenue for them to get a couple games, or maybe even push it 7, or hell, even take the series.
You'd hope it'd be
It's
in the
the
same
Celtics,
game.
so you never know if they're gonna blow it. But there is, I'm pretty confident the Celtics get it done here, and then hopefully go to play Dallas, because I do not want to play Minnesota. And also, it would be cool to beat Kyrie in the finals. But, yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't know which one of you wants to go first. What are you guys thinking about the series? Sweep, hopefully.
I'll let Reed go.
And I probably Celtics in 7. I don't think it's gonna be easy. Celtics in 7. I don't have too many thoughts on this series. Pretty well known Jason Tatum hater, so I'm not gonna comment too much. I don't want to shit on him, so I'll save it for when the series starts if they start losing.
Fair enough. Better than me. I'd be talking. I'd be talking the shit now. But
Yeah, this series isn't going to be close. Pacers in 4. No, I'm kidding. I got the Celtics in 5. Yeah, like you said, Boston's like they have like a dud in them every series, and Pacers shoot lights out. And you hope it's like happens in the same game, and rather like spread out multiple games and make it a long series. You want to get as much rest as possible. Yeah, I think Boston takes care of it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep too, but Boston will get back to the finals and they'll get a chance to prove that they're worthy of finally breaking through. And they are entering their absolute physical basketball prime, like 27, 20 years old. So this should be their year. It should be, anyway.
Yeah, man, I hope so. You know, I heard on another podcast today too. Some guy said that he's like the Celtics season starts with this series right here, and like I kind of agree with it, but personally, I kind of think the Celtics season like actually starts with the finals, because I feel like getting at least to the finals was the expectation for them this year. Like, I know
Either the most
we knew
talented.
Milwaukee was going to be good, but I think the expectation in
Mhm.
Boston, the consensus opinion was
Yeah.
we're getting to the finals this year, and a lot of people on the outside had us getting to the finals too. So I don't know. In my opinion, the season kind of starts once we get to the finals if we do get there, which I'm pretty confident we will. Read that seven. You kind of making me worry though.
Pacers would have to shoot lights out the entire series for that to happen, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and Halliburton is a baller, but
He's streaky.
I don't know if they
too,
have
though.
enough like to go tick
Mhm.
for tat with Boston that in 4 games in a 7-game series.
I just don't think they have the wing defenders to keep up with Tatum and Brown, too. It's just, that's a tall task.
Yeah, and Porzingis is getting close too. I heard he was moving around pretty well, getting pretty active in the workout room and stuff. So
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you can get
we'll
back
see.
for the finals, that would be huge.
yeah, what the dude was saying today was like it's his name's John Corrales, and he lives in Boston. And he's been like working around there for a while, so he like actually gets to like go in the workout rooms or whatever and stuff. And he said he saw like Kristaps like on the bicycle, like not just like riding, but like standing up like riding, and was doing some
Yeah.
other like a bunch of calf work, and it's looking like maybe like a game 4, game 5, game 6 at the earliest, but I kind of hope they would just wait, or if at the very most, like give him some very light minutes, like late in the series to like kind of ease him back into game form, and then hopefully get some rest before the finals, and then be able to.
Honestly, dude,
Be
if
healthy.
if you can get to the finals without him playing, I think you should do that. You want him to be
Yeah.
healthy as possible.
Yeah,
Going up against probably Minnesota, who's gonna make him work a lot with those bigs. You're gonna want to be. You're gonna be right. So, but he's the X factor for that team, though. I think if he's healthy and on, they're pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, Porzingis is huge.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess real quickly before we wrap up the show, talk a little bit of Royals here. That Mariners series we were talking about starting last week when we were last episode we did. They ended up losing that one. That series 1-2, but then they swept the A's. I think they're playing right now. Go check that.
They just
score
beat
real quick.
Detroit.
They beat Detroit
Eight
They
to
just
three,
beat
I
Detroit.
believe.
8-3.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. As they should. So
Well, Detroit's
it
not
kind of
too
sucks.
bad.
Yeah, you really hoped the
They're a
Royals
little-
would show like
yeah.
they're in that Mariners series against like a good team. Like, hey, we can at least get the 2 games there. So that kind of sucks, but at least you bounce back with a sweep of a team that you should at minimum should have 2-1. And now tonight you take a
Yeah.
game against a division opponent. Not that Detroit is, the biggest threat, but yeah, that's still
Yeah.
cool. Anything else?
Like
on the
where they're
Royals
headed,
for you guys?
Yeah, I really like where they're headed. A lot of teams, like a young team like that, would like kind of start to fizzle out a little bit and kind of trade wins and losses throughout the year and probably remain around like 500. But I am optimistic, though. I mean, they are keeping pace with the Guardians now? I don't fucking know. I'm gonna call them the Indians because they're the Indians, dude. But yeah, they possibly get a wild card spot. I mean, maybe. I think that would be a huge win.
I mean, they're only
honestly,
a game and a half back off of the Guardians right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
that
Twins,
would be-
the Twins. I told you I think it was a couple weeks ago. I don't trust them. They're starting to fall.
Yeah,
They're only a game over 500
injury
now.
prone,
They're 6.5 back.
aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. Yeah. I'm really optimistic about their future too. Like, I like Bobby Witt. They seem like to have a nice young core of players that they can build around. So, really excited to be a Royals fan.
Yep. Reed?
Need to go to some games soon.
He's
That's all
a
I got.
Twins fan.
I gotta say, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I agree. Definitely need to make that happen here before much longer.
Yeah.
So with that though, guys, we are going to go ahead and tap out for the night unless either of you have anything to add. Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, you should go ahead and subscribe on whatever platform it is you're listening on. If you enjoyed the show and you want more, go follow ZBR on Twitter at ZBR Sports or our personal accounts. Reed is at MINN_sportsfan. Brady is at Brady Feldkamp. And I am at Zach Got That Dog, and that's Zach ZACH. None of that Zach with a K shit. With that said, we thank you again for listening. And, we'll see you again next week. Another step closer to football. And, take care.
Peace.
All right, see you guys.